subconsciously, you and I are like, well, he did the bathroom. No, I got to do the bathroom. Or I see like, well, that idiot did his railing. I can do a wall where this railing is.
Insulting. I don't know why you have to call me an idiot.
That's hypothetical. One of those, like, it's on like an animation on a presentation, so it's just two generic characters, Steve. It's not you, not me. If any dumb Jersey buffoon could do a railing.
Now you're getting oddly specific.
So that'll be the poll question this week. How do you pronounce this word? It is nuclear or nuclear. Like, it just grates my ears thinking about it.
Yeah, it screams, I prefer the company of a relative in bed.
But again, no judgment. It's not 2 projects I haven't had to call you on.
Yeah, very nice.
I mean, I called my brother, and then I inhaled minutes worth of natural gas. So maybe I should have.
You're just too proud of a man, though.
Too proud of a man who's now missing a hell of a lot more brain cells than he was on Tuesday.
It is a new day here at the Steve and Kyle podcast.
Listen to that. Oh, actually, you and I can, but
right.
People down the line have no idea.
No, to everyone else sounds exactly the same.
Yeah. You don't even know what you're missing.
I have decided, after months and months of using those stupid earbuds, that it's finally time to go back to the big boys.
Now we've got to rethink our idea of what the Podconi looks like.
That's true.
So instead of the...
Now, I think we're still okay with the earbuds, because that's how most people listen to podcasts.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
Just most people...
It's not about us. It's about them.
It's the Podconis, which we're creating and we're nominees in every category, are definitely about them and not us.
Right, not about us at all.
Now, we have to figure something out here right at the top of the show, and it's something that was sent on, I believe it was Twitter, maybe to just me, by our good friend Zach Ruddick.
I saw a flurry of messages at some point from Zach, because a lot of times he'll send them to, or if people send a message to our to Twitter or to Facebook, we both get the notifications on our phones. But like if you reply to it faster than I do, then it
goes away.
I may not see the notification.
Well, what I'm thinking of, it looks like he had only sent to me.
Oh, okay. Then I don't know.
But it's not like a secret or anything, I don't think. Let me pull up that message really quick. Now, we haven't talked about this because we're the worst at this part. Yeah. You have some dates coming, correct? For the side gig.
Yeah.
If you want to quickly run through some of those, because we need to get...
Absolutely.
We should really get the Fathead moving again.
Fathead has got to be on the move this year. I wanted it every side gig appearance.
I believe it was our friend, what was it? Was it Jeff? Somebody, I forget who it was, and I apologize, held that Fathead for 1 calendar year.
Where's the Fathead now? Did it make it to Nashville? Or is it still in Portland? Is it in its 2nd calendar year now in Portland?
This is a really good question. I don't know where the Fathead is.
If you have the Fathead, you relinquish that thing. You let us know. Be honest.
Well, here's the problem. Because I believe the last time the Fathead was sent was before we had done the gift exchange. So sorting through our messages is a train wreck.
Can't you do a search?
For what, Fathead?
Fathead, yeah.
Okay, Jonathan Baker. Our friend Jonathan Baker has it. It was sent to him for the Kalamazoo Battle Creek show in November.
We had a Kalamazoo Battle Creek show?
I think you did a live show on Battle Creek. Didn't you? Whatever. He had it in November. Oh, it must have been for the Grand Rapids show then.
Okay. Yeah,
in November,
that makes sense.
The morning show, the day before Thanksgiving.
So it's local then. It didn't make it to...
It is in town.
It did not make it to Portland when we were there in December.
I can say the last time the Fathead was even discussed was probably November 16th when we were
Good to know it's local.
Yep.
Okay, but coming up in just over a month, we will be in Albany. And then a quick turnaround. It would have to get back here for the following Saturday for a Grand Rapids night show. And then another quick turnaround back out to Flint the following week.
Oh, wow.
And then another quick turnaround to get it to Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania for a morning show and a night show coming up on the 24th of April.
Okay.
So then it's got a couple week reprieve. Then it's got to head to Kokomo. Then it's got another couple week reprieve, and it's got to get to Jersey. I want this thing to have some mileage on it this year.
So what is the date again of your next? Because the day this is being released is March 2.
Yeah, this one. No, March 3.
March 3. Sorry,
March 3. And it'll be exactly 1 month. April 3. April 3rd.
Next show.
Albany, New York
is the next program. So Albany, you're on deck.
So if you are in Albany, in Grand Rapids, in Flint, in Wilkes-Barre, or in Kokomo, and you want to be in charge of holding up the Fathead at the Side Gigs live shows, please get in touch with us either on Twitter or Facebook Messenger. Send us a message, let us know, and give us your address. And all you're responsible for is receiving it, taking it to the show, holding it loud and proud, and then after the show, especially on those dates where we have a quick turnaround where it's only a week until the next show, package it up, send it out. And while you have it, write a quick message on the back of it, put it back in the box that it came in, send it out to the next person.
Yep. Yeah. And
it probably costs like $5 to ship it.
I forget. You never know with the USPS. They keep raising rates because Amazon's trying to steal the end of the driveway warriors.
Well, I mean, if it was possible to call Amazon and say, hey, Amazon, can you ship this for us instead of the USPS? Look, I am in full support of you contacting UPS, FedEx, DHL.
Don't you dare.
Uber Freight.
The Steve Pony Express.
Which ended up turning out to be a real thing. Who would have thought?
Well, I have questions about that, but I don't want to lose sight of this first.
All right, but anyway, if you are interested, just send us a message on Facebook or Twitter.
Again, that's Albany, April 3.
Albany
that's
on
Kokomo the week after?
No. Albany on April 3. Grand Rapids on the following Saturday, which is April 11th.
Okay.
Flint on the following Saturday, the following Friday, which is April 17th. And then Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania on April 24th. And then Kokomo is a couple weeks after that. New Jersey is a few weeks after that.
So those areas, you are up. Please let us know.
Yeah, if you're interested, again, send us a message. If you're the first one to send us a message with your address in it, You're it. You're the person.
Yep.
And
now, loud and proud is the going thought. Now,
but it is key to make sure that you have I know, for instance, for Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, those there's a morning show and a night show. Those shows are both the tickets have been sold out. So there's not if you don't have a ticket, don't be, you can't do it. Because you're not going to be able to get in.
Correct. Now, as a heads up, I believe that Grand Rapids night show we should probably skip because Timmy, I believe, last year tried to get
that's right. They didn't allow it.
And he lost 2 of the Fatheads. So maybe we bypass that unless you guys got some sway over there. Maybe you...
I could probably get it in for you.
Maybe we make...
So send it to me. I'll get it in,
and then you'll pass. It'll be like a game of telephone.
Yeah,
with a fat head of me.
You run up to the stage 10 minutes before curtain, and I'll slide it out to you. Okay, we'll figure something out for Grand Rapids.
Because as it stands, I'm not going to be at that Grand Rapids night show.
You're not going?
And the only reason I mention that is because I remember, and I can't find the message. I apologize. Maybe it wasn't a message. I believe it was from Zach. He said he was asking if I was going to be there because he wanted to present us with a replica that he's creating.
Okay.
Of the Podconi.
Really?
Really.
Now, how is he doing that? Does he have a 3D printer or something like that? Or is he actually going to a foundry and getting it cast?
Right.
And then obviously dipped in gold. Zach, don't be cheap on us here.
If you're going to do it, do it right.
Do it right. Do it right the first time.
Yeah.
That's years and years of DIY work have told me.
Precisely.
Do it right the first time. You don't want to redo this.
Stop. Yeah, exactly. Measure once.
Cut twice.
Cut twice. That's what they say,
That's the
right?
old saying.
That's the adage. So make sure that you knock this out of the park. But obviously I'm not going to be there. So now you and I
Why aren't you going?
I couldn't be less interested.
Okay. That's a shame. Your adoring fans will be there. They ask for you every year.
Hate it every time.
Okay. Hear that, folks? Kyle hates you.
Oh,
Kyle's not a fan of you.
Just here for your money. Keep getting me paid with this lucrative podcast.
Yeah, I mean, just before this broadcast, that's right, narrowcast. We determined last week. We were thinking of all the ways that we could spend the $48 slush fund that we have. We're thinking of upgrading the headphone amplifiers. Yeah. That's right, $24. That
might get us 3 sheets of drywall for 4.0, right?
That's true. That would get us 2 sheets.
And as soon as we get, maybe we could cheap out on one wall drywall if we just don't drywall and just put our billboard over it, which is in transit.
In transit?
Yeah.
Do you know something I don't know?
No, it's in Ohio.
Oh.
It's just being transited in the back of Jay Stan's car.
Have we sent him a message recently?
I don't even know.
Okay.
I have no idea. It's a mistake that we haven't followed up. At this point, I'll toss him the slush fund. Ship it.
I think it's going to be a lot to ship it because I have a feeling it's going to
wait.
It's going to be it's got to be like a thick canvas type material.
Yeah.
And if you were to go to the store and buy a 11-foot by 22-foot tarp,
even folded up, it's still going to be big, bulky.
Yeah.
The weight base, it might cost a pretty penny.
Okay.
But he did message us, Steve. Zach, in February. Are you planning on going to the side gig night show? I'm going to be making a pod coney this weekend. Now, this was 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
And if you're there, I'd like to present it to you. So we need to figure out a way.
So I guess this is on me now, since you're not going to be there.
I mean, I have the night off, but night before Easter.
Yeah, I'm sure you got a lot of plans.
A lot of plans. Could you get me in? You still got tickets? Oh, so, wow, this shoe moved to the other foot pretty quickly, didn't it?
I mean, I don't understand why I'm the one responsible. I mean...
Well, I believe they're sold out, right?
No.
You guys did not sell out?
Still you could get a seat up in the balcony if you wanted.
No. Yeah.
You could hold the fat head up there.
Steve's neighborhood podcast royalty, and I'm going to sit in a balcony?
You could sit up in the balcony holding the fat head of you.
I am likely to have between 0 and 4 people there recognize me.
Oh, I bet it would be more than that.
And you think I'm going to sit
I bet you'd have 50.
balcony.
There would be 50 people.
Oh.
Maybe only 4 that actually say something.
Exactly.
But there would be at least 50. You'd walk by and they'd be like, I know who that guy is.
Mm-hmm.
That's Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
It's Kyle from the podcast, from the Steve and Kyle podcast.
And the same question everybody asks. How's the booth?
Hey, what was it like?
I'm going to walk over here with my wife and not answer you.
Yeah.
Now, is your wife going?
I think so.
So if I remember,
she's been debating.
Yeah, my last experience 2 years ago was with her.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the after party that I...
Yeah, that didn't...
I had no chance
that did
I was going
not,
to that. She didn't have a great time.
Did not go over well. No, it was...
And that's not to say anybody was rude or anything.
No.
Like, it's just not...
No, everyone was extremely nice.
Right.
Because that was... look, I signed up for this. She did not.
Right.
So it was very overwhelming for her when we were sitting there with some friends. So obviously it's the after party to the show. So people are
people pay to get in there though.
People I think in that case they all had to win a ticket to get in. So it wasn't an event that just a casual fan of the show would be at. If you wanted to go, you had to put forth some effort and actually try and win the tickets. And she just felt a little uncomfortable there. I think it was a little overwhelming. There were a lot of people. And because of the nature of both my job and what we do here, there's a lot of information. I'm an open book. I have no problem talking about things. And I think in a lot of cases, I don't realize that has an effect on not just me, but her as well.
Correct.
So... yeah, she was a little uncomfortable, and the night did not end well. So
you don't know if she'll be attending this year.
I think she's going to go to the show.
Okay.
But if there's an after party,
no chance.
No.
Okay.
Not a chance.
Hear me out here.
Not a chance. What do you got?
5th row.
Okay.
Left center.
left center.
I don't want just center.
Is that? I've always wondered when those. Is that from the perspective of somebody on stage or perspective of looking at the stage?
Boy, that's a good question.
Like, I would argue, hey, come to stage left. Is that?
See, it's got to be different if you're the performer. Mm-hmm. You probably refer to it a different way, right? But when I'm buying tickets, when I'm on Ticketmaster.com and they have the layout, and I see, hey, I'm front row left, I'm looking at it like I'm facing the stage.
Yeah, it's like when you're, like, are you in the driver's seat or are you looking at the car?
Because at that point, it'd be weird if I said, my left, Steve's right.
Yeah.
Steve, the one who will be on stage.
See, that's why you just need to have the fathead just waving it. So if I'm looking for you, it's real easy.
I see you enough. I don't need to see you on the stage while you're on the stage. What am I looking? Am I that guy at an arena event who finds out that you're also at the same arena event,
and
but
just stands up,
just stands and waves. 11,000 people, and I'm the one. Oh no, I'm wearing a gray shirt. You don't see me; it's a gray shirt.
As if it matters, because then they finally do see each other, and then they both just wave faster.
And you know what all it means? I could just call you on the phone.
Yeah. You could just send a text. Oh, I'm here too. Cool.
If you're that person, have some awareness of what you're doing and stop it. Stop doing that.
Yeah.
Don't be the waver at arenas.
Don't be arena waver.
Stadiums.
Stadium arena waver looking for your friend guy.
Oh, God.
Nobody likes that guy.
What a terrible lot in life. But we digress. So Zach has a replica Podcony. We need to figure something out. We need to figure something out for that. We need to hook up with Zach, who's a good man, a great friend of this program, so we can officially accept the Podcony. Now, I don't know if he's awarding it to us for a certain category, or is this like the Cecil B. DeMille? Who would be the podcast lifetime achievement? Like, who would that be named after? Would it be?
Let's see. Who's been doing it? Well, I mean, you got Pardo, who just hit 1,000 podcasts. Right. He's been doing it forever.
Marin has done a lot. And
Marin's been doing it forever.
Massively popular.
Rogan, obviously. So
maybe we just get like whoever hosts like This American Life.
Oh yeah,
or the This American Life podcast Lifetime Achievement Award.
The guys who do Radio Lab, like the NPR podcast.
Never listened to one of those.
Oh, they're really good, but I never. It's Robert Krulwich, and then the other guy's name is like Jab Ab and Rab or something.
Okay, Jab Ab and Rab. That's what it is.
The Jab Ab and Rab.
Yep, I won't accept anything else. It's the Jab Ab and Rab podcast Lifetime Achievement Award.
Perfect. I'm sure he'll be very honored.
And you're pretty comfortable with that name, that it's Jab Ab and Rab?
Jab Ab and Rab. Yeah.
Man, that's a terrible podcast name, but a great name. Here with Robert Krulowich and Jab Ab and Rab. It sounds like that sounds like the start of Black Betty.
Let's see. Oh, Jab Ab and Rab and Rab.
Oh, Jab Ab and Rab.
It's Jad Abumrad.
Jad? I like Jab a little better, but it is his name, so we can go with Jad. Jad Abinrab.
No, Jab Abinrab.
Jab Adinrab?
Jab Abarab.
Jab Abs. The Jab Abs Lifetime Podcast Lifetime Achievement Award.
Whoa, Black Betty, Jabberab. Boy, that might be just as good as who are...
Ooh. Boy, we are really good content creators. Why aren't we doing that service that you guys pay for on the side gig?
Mm-hmm. Like where to come up with nutty segments.
Yeah, you get like parody songs once a week. And so like right now there's probably one about coronavirus going around. What would be a good one for that?
It wouldn't. In that case, it wouldn't be a song, but it would be a mock Corona beer commercial.
Ooh, good point. Man.
Boy, I'm excited to receive the first ever Jab Abinrab.
Yeah, sorry. So, distracted, obviously.
Yeah.
But we need to figure out a time where you and I can hook up with Zach while he's here, so we can officially accept this. Maybe shoot a little video,
right?
Whether that be before the show, after the show.
So that means you got to come to the show.
I'm not coming to the show. If you think I'm buying a ticket, you are so sorely
I might be able
mistaken.
to get you in. I might be able to get you a
For
ticket.
God's sake, I'm not.
So you need one or two?
Listen, let me tell you.
How many tickets do you need?
Let me tell you about the progression of the ego that's gone on, across the table here. When was your first live at night show? It must have been 7 years ago.
2013.
13, 7 years ago.
Around this time of year, 2013.
And it was at the intersection.
It was.
So it's instead for what you're seeing now, for people who aren't local who come in for this show, it's a performance hall that they host.
It's where the symphony, where the symphony plays.
A beautiful.
It's a gorgeous venue.
Now, if this were Stranger Things, I'd say flip to the upside down, and that's what the intersection. And there's nothing wrong with this place. It's a concert venue.
Well, yeah, because the first one was at the intersection. Yeah, it's a concert venue.
Nope, there's like a few pub tables, but there's no seating. There were chairs on the floor for this, but in general, there's a couple of bars. It is what it is. It's meant for live music.
Yeah, exactly. It's a live music venue.
But for the first show, it holds a little over 1,000 people. Probably better safe than sorry. Get a place like that. Whatever. I went to that.
Yes.
And I remember the experience of I was working with you guys at that point. You're like, oh yeah, you're on a list. Bring a couple people. Whatever. I said, okay, great. So you walk in. You say, hey, Steve said I'm on the list here, and man,
and of course it was probably Steve who.
Yeah.
Because that is typically how it goes.
You got a swagger in your step. You're walking
now. In my mind, there's a long line stretched like around the building, down the street, and you say, "Come on, bros, we don't need to wait in this line." Probably strut past everybody, maybe spit on a few people on your way past.
I'm almost positive I walked in past the line. Almost positive.
Okay, all right, then what? So no doubt you went to the front of the line and they said, "Oh, Kyle's here."
I was welcomed with open arms. And I said, hey, I think my name should be on the list. And again, anytime you're going a place, I've never had that, where you're going in, you're like, yeah, my name's on a list.
Yeah.
You got a little extra pep in your step. It's no big deal.
That's Kyle. Kyle.
So they say, okay. I find my name. I think I had my brother. I don't know if there's another person with me or not. Right over there. And like cattle being led to slaughter, they walk you near like a corral with just like those metal gates, and it's just about 40 people who are all on the same list, just kind of huddling, standing around.
Okay, so you're figuring like this is it. They'll just have us stand here for a minute.
The waiting room, like hey,
it's the green room.
They get the block of seats over there. Whatever, they're going to seat us here any second. And then the show starts.
Oh, you didn't sit?
No.
Oh.
So it was like 2.5, 3 hours. Again, I get it. They have seats. They wanted to sell those seats.
Sure.
But, yeah, I was like, okay.
Let me just say that now, 7 years in, we may have less control over things like that than we've ever had.
But here's what I'm
saying. We've had... Every single year, there are meetings leading up to it. We have planning meetings, and we bring up issues. We say, hey, just last year, my guests were not able to get into the show, even though they had badges that say all access.
What?
So I got a call from Annette. This was probably an hour before the show started.
So we're trying to focus.
We had like just finished the meet and greet, so we're kind of backstage, like. I don't want to say like dress rehearsal, but just kind of going over last minute details.
Waiting to get your powder.
Yeah,
your
exactly.
Some
shine. Sitting down in my makeup chair.
Yep.
I get a call from Annette. Yeah, they're not letting us in. Okay. All right, where are you? I'll be right there. So I walk up, and I walked through these double doors and then down a flight of steps, and at the bottom of the steps there are like 2 security guards. Not linked arm in arm, but essentially... like not letting my guests through. And I said to them, hey, they're my guests. Nope, not allowed to let them through. No one's allowed to go through here. And I said...
Did they just go to a wrong door?
No, because there was a whole line of people there waiting to get in. So now I'm in this awkward situation now where there are 50 listeners who have paid to come to this event. So I'm standing there. I'm like, okay, well, I obviously don't want to make a scene, but I just kind of said to one of the security guards, I said, there's a misunderstanding. I'm actually on the show. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm going to be on stage in a little while.
Hang on. Walk with me. See that banner? See me? I'm on the right side.
But it's an uncomfortable situation to be in.
Absolutely.
So I just said, yeah, this is my wife and like some friends. They're, as you can see, they have badges that say all access. Yeah, they can't come in. And then I said to her, what do you think all access means? Well, like, I have the same badge that they have.
Yeah, they're as
good and I'm on this side. Yeah. Are you going to throw me out too?
They're as good as on the stage next to you at this point.
So then I sensed weakness in the security guards. So I said, okay. And I looked at Annette and I was like, Annette, a couple of friends. I said, come here. And they walked over and I said, we're just going to go in now. And we walked right past them and walked up the steps. And as we were walking through, the one security guard got mad at the other. She's like, Lisa, you're not supposed to let them in.
What? I don't understand.
So I just turned around and I was like, see you later. And walked in.
I don't understand.
But I don't know.
I'm so confused.
Was there a better way that I could have handled that? Because
No, I think you were subtle enough. I mean, I don't know if there's any right time to be, and I'm not saying drop names, but for crying out loud, you're the talent.
I mean, I despise that, like, I'm the talent.
Right.
Or, like, I would never, I don't like,
you wouldn't
saying
say
that. I don't like using that, but I mean, in that case, I'm like, these are my personal guests.
Yeah, but when their only explanation is they can't come in here, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Give me a reason, like, hey, they missed the cutoff, they have to go around the other side.
Sure, yeah, this door is for, whatever.
Let me call, the manager, and we'll figure this out. But when the only rationale is, no, they can't come in.
Yeah.
What about the people behind them? I mean...
So just so you know, in 7 years, hasn't gotten any better.
But long story still long, we've gone from that to now when I went 2 years ago, because last year I couldn't be less interested. Mm-hmm. Well, actually I could. It was this year.
Yeah.
Less interested.
Yeah.
2 years ago I went, and the seats were incredible.
Yeah, great.
In a performance hall, I felt like I was underdressed. I should have had like a jacket on.
Yeah.
Maybe shined my shoes on the way in.
That year was the odd year. That was the year everything went well. Everything went perfectly.
Well, I'm talking less about that more than the venue and the setup and the ambiance of it all. Now, if you're a fan of the side gig and you haven't traveled or you haven't pilgrimaged to this show, I would argue this is probably the pinnacle show for the side gig every year.
It's the one, this
room size, ambiance.
Yeah, room size,
setup.
It's incredible because it seats, I think, between 23 and 2,400.
Okay.
And it's the hometown, so that's exciting.
Yeah.
But, I mean, then there's, like, Nashville's also awesome, too, because it's a great venue.
It's a brewery, I believe, down there.
No, in Nashville, it is the Wild Horse Saloon.
That's right.
So it's, like, an old, like, country western.
That's cool.
Like, big venue. So, like, they host, like, all kinds of acts, and then there's line dancing and all sorts of stuff there. So that's a cool venue, and the crowd there is incredible.
So you heard it here first. If you're still looking to go, and if you're a fan of that show, you should go. Ben, incredible night. Tickets still available, you're telling me.
But not incredible enough for you to want to go.
Ugh. Yeah, baby.
I feel like you lose a little credibility when you talk about how...
You got to get a baby. It's more, for me, it's more the hassle. Like, man, when we want to go to a movie... If it's after about 5 o'clock, we seriously reconsider it on a weekend. And that's just because we have to read off somewhere and hope that it doesn't fall...
Bring him.
Like around his bedtime.
Bring him with you.
Because if it falls around
his
bedtime...
They have seats. You have infant in arms, just like on an airplane.
Oh, good. Yeah, I'm sure he'd enjoy it. Last time, I believe somebody was addicted to the F word.
Who?
That was a couple of your cohorts.
Oh, okay.
One no longer with you.
Okay.
But it's weird because the show's at 8.
Yes.
So then we're in a spot. Do we ask someone, hey, can you watch Reed overnight? Mm-hmm. Which I'm sure wouldn't be a problem. The other option is, hey, we'll drop them off. Then you have to go through the bed. They have to go through the bedtime thing, which again is not a big deal. But then we have to go get him out of bed, transport him home,
right.
Do the whole cycle again. It's just it makes for
it's more
a difficult evening.
It's a lot of trouble.
So what I'm asking is, would you guys do a matinee for us?
Do it like 2:00?
Maybe a 2:30 show? Does that work for you?
Be home by dinner?
A lot of times he'll nap like 11 to 1.
Oh, okay. So
a 2:30 would give me plenty of time. If you want to do a 2:30, and you don't need to do that intermission. Not interested.
No. Intermission's gone.
Blow through it, and you can skip some of the bits I've seen in years past. And if you want to send me the rundown, I'll tell you what you can cut.
So you just go through with a red Sharpie.
Yep, and I'll say, ooh, that doesn't sound funny, or not interested. Saw that 2 years ago.
It doesn't sound funny.
We can pare this down to 60 real quick ones. Few ha-has here and there, and you guys are still fresh to do the night show.
Okay. So we'll just basically make it walk on stage, throw a little poop, slip on a banana peel. Good night. Thank you.
1 hour. 1 hour of pulling each other's noses while the other one grabs your ear.
A lot of noises that sound like wuk, 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 wuk.
Someone stomps on someone's foot. The other one pokes the one in the eye.
Oh, again, yeah. Like I'll be holding a 2x4 and I'll spin around and then hit somebody else who's like stepping on a board that comes up and hits someone else in the face.
And no offense, you don't need to bring Kelly.
Very rude.
I said no offense.
Oh, that's right. As long as you say no offense.
I mean,
it's not offensive.
She's after my time on the show. It's just,
so anyone that came after you?
Oh, yeah.
Just no
disregard.
Okay.
I feel like I should be grandfathered into this, you know?
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I don't know what I'm doing. I haven't asked enough yet. Why don't you just get me on stage?
Well, we had talked about that in years past.
Yes.
Having a Stephen Kyle table that's just off to the side.
I got to go hawk merch. Do I need a ticket to hawk merch in the lobby?
No.
Because I'm not going to be able to do it.
Because I think you have to show your ticket.
Right at the gate or at the entrance of the building.
I mean, you should be able to get into the building.
Because
set your table up like you're a vendor. Because there's going to be other sponsors there with their tables set up.
Yeah.
You just set it up. Maybe we can burn some CDs.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna be
charge like $50 a CD.
I mean, I'll be competing with the table nearby that has bathtub fitters, or local boat show representative,
or the guy that drives around in a pickup truck that has a big muskrat on the top of it because they're pest exterminators.
Or like at the hockey games that we used to go to where they'd have 4 19-year-old girls chase you down and ask you if you need any home renovations done.
Yep.
So,
all right, so
I need to do it covertly is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
So I need to be like that guy once you leave the baseball game and I'm just far enough away where I'm going T-shirts $10. T-shirts $10. CDs $50.
But things are spelled a little bit wrong just to not to avoid copyright infringement.
Now, aren't most CDs 60-minute? Or are they bigger now?
I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't bought a CD in a decade.
I think you and I get a stack of CDs and we just start burning episodes, minutes 1 through 60, and then just stop.
Okay, so we have the entire catalog there.
Yep.
Of all 194 episodes at this point. So by then we'll be over 200. Now, we have to burn multiple copies of every episode because what if there's a huge rush for episode 73?
Well, here's my thing.
So
I think it's a lottery we don't ask.
I think minimum we burn 5,000 CDs.
5,000. That's more than 2 an episode, what you just said. But do we go through and pick our best episodes that we know are going to be the high demand?
No.
Okay.
No.
So we just got 10 episodes of last week's Fast Five.
Right.
That we are stuck with in the basement here for eternity, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And we just start mailing them out as gifts.
Oh, that's a good idea. Mail them out to our whole mailing list.
Send us...
Start a mailing list.
Oh, man, we got a lot of work to do for this non-profitable venture we have.
Mm-hmm. But just think of the stories we'll tell.
So we need to do that. We need to hook up with Zach. whether it's the night of or some other time. We need to get this pod going.
I think we do have to do, maybe this summer, a local meetup here.
I wanted to do it in November, after your morning show.
Yeah.
It just didn't work out. You had an appointment for your newborn.
Yes.
That we weren't able to do that. I want to do like a Saturday afternoon at a facility here in town. Now, I'm not saying I want to rent a room.
Are we going to record? You want to do a live episode?
I think so. I think we get a bar or restaurant.
I think we just go to like the Holiday Inn and get their little...
Buy their hall?
Yeah, where you'd go for an engagement party. Or
we have to furnish it all.
Really? They don't have chairs? They don't provide chairs?
No, they might have chairs. But what do we do about food, drink?
How about we just do it at your house?
That's fine.
Yeah. Invite everyone over to your house.
I'll give you the address.
We could just do it at a park. Oh, we'll go to the park and get rent like one of those little gazebo things at the park.
You and I are kind of snobs. Are we going to be okay with the audio there?
That's true.
I mean, you finally switched from earbuds to cans, so I'm glad you're back on board with caring about this.
We did spend 10 minutes like tweaking our headphone audio.
We haven't touched that mixer in probably, I don't know, a year. And
probably two. Probably since we moved in.
Yeah. And then we had to do some tweaks this morning, so if we sound extra velvety, that's the reason.
Yeah.
I'm definitely in. I think we do that this summer, but...
Those of you local, shoot out ideas for a location. Now, it's got to be
a location I'm thinking of, Stephen. Without naming names, you've been there for a big event of your own. They have a side room. Was that a pretty penny to rent out that side room?
Big event. Oh, for the
it was your rehearsal dinner, I believe.
I feel as though that might be out of our price range.
It is expensive in that side room? Because I thought you said there was two options and one was really expensive and one wasn't.
Well, there's a side room, but then there was the main room with just kind of a little roped off area.
I wonder if we could get that.
I don't think that I'm trying to remember.
But anyway,
I'm not sure.
Grand Rapids area.
Yeah, but
shoot out your ideas for venues.
If you have a venue, if you're a restaurateur in the area, and you would like to host the first ever Steve and Kyle live podcast.
Man. Listen, I'm already...
we had it planned for last year. It was going to happen at Frickers.
Beep. We'll beep that. No free plugs.
It was going to happen there, and then they just said, no thank you. We don't want anyone to come into our restaurant.
I'm excited. Let's pick a month. Let's find a Saturday that you're not traveling, and let's make this thing happen. Now, it's not going to be finalized, because when this happens, Steve, I'm not kidding you. We're doing posters again. I want merch at that location. We're doing a live show.
How about July?
You want to do July?
You want to do like July 11th?
I've got 11. I've got 25.
Oh, 11 and 25 are both good. I like 11. I'm on vacation.
I like 11 more, too, because, Oh, okay.
We doing it?
I think July 11.
July 11th. That's like almost, that's just past the 4-year anniversary, right?
Yeah. Now, I think we sell tickets. So $50. So $50 a pop, you get to shake a hand. No more, no less.
Okay.
It might give you a picture. You provide your own cell phone.
Man, I do like the park idea. We get a PA. We set up our table.
It's got to be a park where we can have, because I want people to be able to
sit
drink.
Back and have a... Can you not do that at a local park?
Not at most county parks.
Really?
No, I was looking because we were looking for a place to rent out for Reed's first birthday that I needed to drink at, and no booze.
Really?
And plus, it'd be nicer if people have the option that they can buy food.
If anybody has a large plot of land that is park-like,
listen, people have acreage. People have barns. Our first live show at some guy named Bob's Barn.
Oh, if you have a barn, we'll do a barn party.
I'll buy we'll pitch in. I don't know about you, so I shouldn't volunteer for this. Buy a keg or two.
Yeah, kegs are not that
Kegs
expensive.
are not that bad. We'll get some beer.
I mean, it'll be crap beer.
Listen, it's going to be domestic, the kind that goes on special at happy hour.
Yeah.
If you're looking for your craft IPA, hit the road or bring your own.
I could probably get us...
Is this all coming together?
I could probably get us the usage of some equipment that would make it sound quite a bit better.
Well, listen, we're not going to be able to go to our first live show with what we have here today.
We'd have crowd mics.
Okay.
We'd have PA.
Oh man, this is going to take a lot of planning. Lucky for you, I'm not kidding. About a year or two ago, I started a note on my phone for ideas for a live show, for things to do.
I can't wait to hear it. Okay.
So I'm not going to give them now because I don't want to. Nope, I deleted them.
All right. Well, you got
I'm just kidding. I found them.
5 months, 4.5 months.
But no, I've had ideas for a live show for a while. I don't care if 3 people show. I don't care if 20 people show. If 3 people show, I'm going to be really sad.
I would need to know. I would need confirmation that at least 20 people would be.
Yeah, that's why we sell tickets.
You think we sell tickets in advance?
Mm-hmm.
Or at least
for free. Can we sell tickets for free? Is there a website where we could administer free tickets?
Sure.
But just so we know, because it's a lot better than like.
Why don't we just
Facebook event?
Well, it's the same thing, basically. We just do a Facebook event with an RSVP, but don't RSVP unless you know you're going to be there.
But even then, like, it's, oh, hey, I'm bringing my husband. So the number, I don't know. Okay. Once we need to wrap this episode up 10 minutes ago so we can make events. I can start hawking merch.
1 in the afternoon?
I think 1 in the afternoon is a good time.
1 to about 3.
And again, we sell those VIP upgrades for the meet and greet from 12 to 12:30. $50 a head.
So we need some kind of fence to keep us separated.
Yep.
And then
what do you guys sell for your? Because you sell the upgraded ticket where the meet and greet is before the show.
Yes.
Okay. So what is the regular ticket cost for this? Like the live at night. And again, I'm not saying this to judge. It's a big venue that has to pay for it somehow. It's like $40, $30, $50.
I think it's $30.
$30 a regular.
I think
ticket.
with the fees and everything, it ends up being like $35 or something.
What does the upgraded meet and greet VIP that are highly limited that sell out go for?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I really don't. I think they might. No, I don't even want to say because I don't know if I'm even remotely close or not.
$1 more than that.
$1 more. Okay. Now, I think we create a Facebook event.
Yep.
And we put on there. Like, seriously, we don't want to do this if nobody's going to be there.
Honestly, I'm not here to be embarrassed. It takes a lot to embarrass me.
It does. And worst case scenario, it's just me and you recording alone in a park or in a barn doing our first on-the-road episode.
Our only viewer is a guy waiting for his dog to finish pooping so he can pick it up with his hand in a bag.
Yeah. Okay.
We can't have that. So
July 11th, folks. July 11th, Saturday, 2020.
Oh, Saturday.
Mark your calendars.
Oh, 7-Eleven.
Hey!
Get your free Slurpee. Come on down to the big show.
Yeah, is that the day that you can go into 7-Eleven and get a Slurpee in any container? Yeah, where you can bring a rowboat in there and just
bring the keg.
So we'll bring a keg of Slurpees?
You're welcome, audience. Preferably, and this is my preference, preferably a bar or a restaurant so people have the access. They can order food. They can order drinks. That's what my preference would be. But again, I'm fully in on this other idea. We would just need to do more preparations in terms of tables, chairs, food, drink, etc. We got a slush fund that'll take us all the way to $50, folks. Okay, so that is an open tab.
I'm with you. I want to end this episode right now.
And plan this
so
whole
we can
thing.
Start planning.
I know. I don't know what we're still doing here, but we still have a lot to get to.
Do we?
Well, there's something I wanted to address because
I saw that you had sent me something additional. Now, normally you just send me an email that has the intro that plays each week that you expertly produce.
Now, we pull back the curtain a tiny bit. We record this episode in the Fast Five on the same day.
We record this episode?
When we record an episode.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, like the 2 episodes that came out previously to this, we did them back to back.
Yep.
Finished one, started another, maybe a 5-minute gap in between.
Yep. So that means it was last Sunday we were recording the episode that was released Tuesday and the episode that was released Thursday.
Yeah.
Steve?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a hot take artist.
Oh, boy.
Okay, I'm a sports fan, so I spit them out. They just come to me.
Just so you know, I nearly, complete diversion, I nearly recorded a hot Tate for you, a sports Tate, and sent it to you.
Can I get that next week?
I feel like at that point it's going to be...
irrelevant?
It's going to be past its prime.
Outdated, huh?
Should I still do it, though?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
I mean, it's going to be maybe a minute.
Oh, boy. You've got a lot in the tank, then.
Yeah.
Sports-related?
It's not going to be... Yeah, it's sports-related.
Wow.
Yep. I know.
Man. But...
Yep. We digress.
We digress. Sorry. we recorded the Fast Five, and I so nailed something on the Fast Five that ended up coming to fruition.
Okay.
That I need to take my victory lap here on a more public venue. I think more people just traditionally listen to this than they do the separate Fast Five. They're pretty close, but a lot of people, if they want to skip that, I don't blame you at all. It's very
By the way,
timely.
thank you for people who... The Fast Five episodes, I feel like they're getting rave reviews.
People like it. People love
a lot
the Fast
of people
Five.
comment saying, thank you for bringing this back.
And again to Zach Ruddock, I don't know if you saw that artwork that he posted, he tweeted this week.
Is that the one with like me rollerblading?
Yep, it's got you rollerblading. Let me pull up the specifics of it here as I scroll past the longest thread in podcast history. Jesse Douglas for that. So it is the Lucky Billy race car in the background.
Yeah.
It has got a mail truck and a Jeep on the other side of the road. It's got Steve wearing a red long sleeve t-shirt, short shorts, and rollerblades, fruit bootin'. It's got me with a cigarette hanging out of my mouth wearing, looks like the Big Show's wrestling attire.
Okay.
Hoisting Larry Ferrari over my head.
Is that who that was?
That is Larry Ferrari.
Hold on. That was a Facebook message you said?
No, it's under notifications. You have to scroll back to February 27. Zach posted that. The
Twitter
Fast Five Twitter. And really, if you think about it, he may have adjusted this because I don't remember the first artwork. In the back left corner is a shuttle launching into space. Now, I don't know if that's a reference to My Time in Space or if that's a reference to Mad Mike Hughes. Who, as we talked about tragically on the Fast Five last week, passed away in his steam rocket.
I mean, we eulogized him beautifully.
If you don't know what we're talking about, again, that was and our friend Dan Scheich and Zach both were discussing that actually on Twitter this week.
Yes, I saw something that the Earth is still round, but Mad Mike is now flat.
Mad Mike is now flat. Dan Scheich said, "Good stuff. Please note the rocket guy for future holiday retrospective consideration."
Oh, that's a good idea.
So that'll have to go.
That's a great idea. I'm going to add that to the list. The running list that now has one.
I should have two. I forgot to write it down. Remember that one I texted you a few weeks ago? We'll talk about that off air, though. But yeah, the Fast Five getting rave reviews. But anyway, there's a moment on the Fast Five, again, where I need to take my victory lap now, Steve.
Okay.
So I sent you a piece of audio so there could be no disputing how much I nailed.
I'm looking at that picture right now. I never noticed that was Larry Ferrari.
Larry Ferrari. That was an update. He had sent us like 3 versions of it, and he kept going back like, "Oh, I got to make one more change."
Yeah,
like a kid in a candy store. Like, I want this instead of this. And he ended up with Kyle as a wrestler.
Boy, I love how he got long hair. Me too.
Yeah, Bradley Cooper. Those pictures, I believe, taken directly from our visit to Van Wert, Ohio.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but back to your victory lap.
Yeah, back to my victory lap. So I had to send you the piece of audio so there could be no dispute, Steve, about Kyle the prognosticator being wildly correct.
Okay. Is that my cue?
Yeah, let's hit it.
All right. Guess we just talked about that. Number 2, coronavirus.
Yeah, where are we at with that?
Are you scared about it?
Nah.
75,000 reported cases.
Our doctors are smarter.
Smarter? Like, you're just not concerned at all?
Nah. I nailed it. It was merely 2 days after that the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, declared that this could cause a severe disruption to everyday life in the United States.
I've heard the word pandemic be thrown around.
Yeah.
Scared now?
Well,
you look. You got a little sweat on your brow.
So that came out. That news. By again the CDC, and I forget the exact wording, but they're saying that it could cause severe disruption to your everyday life, talking businesses shut down, stay off the roads unless you're essential personnel type of thing.
I saw that in Japan.
Yeah.
They shut down schools for a month.
Yeah, and there's now worry about the Olympics, which are set to begin, I believe, in August.
In Tokyo, right?
Yep. Literally might be postponed a year.
They, I was reading an article about that said that the The only other time that the Olympics have been postponed were in 1944 because of the war.
Yep.
Also Tokyo.
So not only did I crush that prediction, that news that came out gave me a mini panic attack.
Did it?
On Tuesday, I believe it was Tuesday. I came home from work after getting that headline, reading that headline.
Mm-hmm. You start taping up your windows?
Walked in the door to Katie, and I said, hey, I don't think it's a bad idea if we head to the store, start making sure we've got enough non-perishables in the house.
Oh, you're getting rations? When does your fear bunker get dropped off?
I just want to I want to make sure I've got enough Totino's pizza rolls.
You guys want to come here? We can hang out here.
I don't trust you.
Really? I mean, that way we'll be here so we can knock out podcasts. We can do like live updates.
Oh man. Just
we
think how we wouldn't have to record again for like 4 years. We could do so many episodes.
So, what'd you do since this morning?
Shut up. You know you didn't do dishes after breakfast, Steve.
You stayed downstairs. So you're concerned.
And
your wife, a medical professional,
Yep.
is she concerned?
No.
But I feel
Not
like
nearly as much.
But I feel like her threshold would be a lot higher than yours.
Yeah, and so
I would think that it would take a lot more hubbub, a lot more
Right.
action for her to get really nervous.
Right. And
because she sees sickness every single day.
And her rationale being like, well, it's essentially the flu. We can treat the flu.
As long as you catch it early enough, it's perfectly treatable.
So the problem is, as I was doing some reading on this, is that symptoms can take up to 2 weeks to show themselves, and if you wait much longer than that, it can be deadly. Now, granted, our medical professionals, like I said in that short clip of me being Nostradamus.
Yes, Mr. Dumbass.
Mr. Dumbass.
That's what they
and
call
his
you.
prediction. As you heard there, it is... Oh boy, I don't even remember where I was going with that now. I got so distracted by my terrible nickname.
Do you think it's the symptoms kicking in?
It might be. I have been sick this week.
You're not even going to make it to July 11th, the greatest day of the year.
But I did say that's what I was going at, is that our medical professionals inherently are a bit better in the United States than they are in China, just based on tools and everything that they have, and a lot more money here to go around in terms of services. But I'm still terrified now. And I believe it was yesterday, which would have been Friday, the second case of, quote, unknown origin.
Is that the one that they refer to as, like, community? It was like community outbreak or something, where the person that got it, like you said, unknown origin. So they have no idea that this person has had no direct contact with anyone with coronavirus.
That they can track.
They haven't flown anywhere or like been in the same room or had contact. So that means if that person has it, then the person that gave it to them is of unknown origin as well, probably.
It's unbelievable. Like the way this thing is spreading is, man. But I get extra concerned about this stuff to the point where I want to go buy food and, water, all this stuff, because I have a young son, which they say young and old are much more susceptible to flu and illnesses like that.
Their immune systems aren't as strong.
My wife is in the medical field, and if something were to happen incredibly locally, there's a chance she would be one of the first to encounter that person without knowing.
This is kind of what she trained for, right?
No question.
When she went to, was it Alabama?
Yeah, like that was more disaster.
Okay.
So like if an airplane crashed and she's on scene, or they bring in a load of patients from that.
Okay.
Which, I mean, we all know, airplane crash.
I mean, aren't many survivors.
I guess. Thanks for bringing me in. I can go check pulses of Ash.
Seems a bit insensitive.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's rude. Right on the heels of Kobe. R.I.P. Same thing. But so she's there at one of the first lines of defense. Like, if someone were to come in with a cough or a sickness or whatever. Now, they do, minor measures. Like, when I went to visit the doctor or this spring or last winter because my cough wouldn't go away. They see cough, or that's the reason for your visit. They make you put on a mask.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
And even if someone, if they take it off to inspect you and you cough, I'm just saying, I worry about that level of things. So I have my son who's young, more susceptible to that. I have my wife who could very possibly, treat it or come first-hand exposure with it. And then it's me who's out in, different areas of the world for my job, in places where people are just heavy foot traffic, whether it be grocery stores, gas stations, whatever.
Yeah.
In
touching
and out of
things
those
constantly.
all day. Outside, I mean, there's 3 layers that it all came to fruition Tuesday, and I was already thinking about I wonder what my employer would do. Would they tell us to stay home? I mean, it's not like I can my job isn't telecommute; it's part labor. I'm nervous. I got nervous this week.
Have you come down from that, or are you still there?
I'm not still there, but now just talking about it again, my heart's beating a little faster. Since Tuesday, my wife, I'm not going to say she dismissed me, but it was essentially a long-form hand.
Dismissed you, sent you away and said, leave the house?
Without as many words, it was stop this and leave me alone about it.
Wow.
But, the more you read...
I would tend to trust her. She's
much smarter than me.
Well, not even that. It's just that she
knows it.
She's a lot more versed on it.
Right, but then and I'm not going to go home and argue because obviously she is the medical professional. But I read somewhere online that
you Googled stuff.
That the coronavirus, it's 20 times more deadly than the flu. Well, okay, you can't say it's the flu when it's 20 times more deadly than the flu. I mean, 20 times more people are dying from this than the flu.
So what would you like her to do?
No, I'm not saying I want her to do anything.
Do you want her to help you build the fear bunker?
Yes, I want her to validate my concerns and start alienating everything around her and maybe quit her job. That's it.
That's all. I mean, come on, Katie. Till death do us part.
Yeah, she's a nurse. She can find another one in 3 months when this fear is gone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the way.
All you're asking is that she quits her job.
No. First, validate my concerns.
First, validate your
concerns.
Tell
me I'm right.
Because
almost no matter what, but in this case, absolutely validate my concerns. And then
quit her job.
What
if she were to do it, but in the wrong order? Is that making you mad? If she quits her job and then comes home and validates your concerns?
Divorce.
Seems reasonable.
Yeah.
I feel like you're thinking very clearly.
So anyway, I've come down from my fear.
Oh yeah, you're great. You gotta go to the mall today and give everyone high fives that you see.
Exactly. Yeah, and I'm gonna spit in my hand first.
Yeah.
Like the trust handshake, or what they used to call that. It's not a real handshake unless you spit in your palm.
Yeah, blood brothers or whatever.
Yeah. So it has subsided a little bit since Tuesday, mostly based on her saying, it's it's not a concern, but then as the days go by, we have our president giving just a horrific press conference where he tries to talk about this.
Didn't he basically say that it'll go away once the weather's warmer?
He did not. I actually watch this, and I don't tune into many political press conferences or anything political actually, just because it's such a nightmare right now. But it was on after the news, or it cut from the news while I was watching the news because I was terrified of the coronavirus. Mm-hmm. So I was watching the news more. And
it's a good idea.
Yeah, you just want to keep up on everything. By the way, a lot of local weather. We can cut that in half.
Yeah, I got an app.
We're all good. I don't need 18...
what's the weather going to be like today? Let me look at my phone. Cool.
Is there a real reason to spend anything more than 5 seconds on wind? Unless it's related to a winter storm or a summer storm, whatever.
Because you know something, when I'm standing outside, I don't know the difference between a 12 mile per hour wind and an 18 mile per hour wind.
Unless it's, for the beach in the summer, unless it's related to a storm, blowing snow, or in the winter where power could go out, as we encountered here while we were recording that one day.
Yeah.
I don't need you to give me a map of the state and say, up in Alpena, it's 20 mile an hour winds, but on the coast in Holland, Michigan, it's 12.
I talked to a friend of mine yesterday who she is a morning news host. She's on TV in the morning.
Jesus, hang on. Let me reach down and pick that one up. Dropped your no-name friend.
And I asked her, I said, can you solve a long-time TV mystery for me?
Sure.
TV production mystery.
I don't know if you knew, you could have asked me. I spent some time in the TV intern.
That's true. That's true. You did.
Me.
And I said, why did they make the weather reporter stand outside to give the forecast?
Idiotic.
But they stand outside in front of a green screen that shows graphics.
So did they buy an additional green screen? Or did they just move the current green screen from the studio to outside? Because I feel like that'd be a budgetary issue.
Because poor Laura, in the morning, is standing outside on the weather deck in her, massive winter coat, but is just standing in front of a green screen that says today it's going to be 22 degrees, tomorrow it's going to be 24. What's the point? They don't make the traffic guy, which, again, another useless thing in this day and age, but they don't make the traffic guy stand in the middle of the highway to give his reports.
You know what else is a bygone? We don't need a traffic guy in a helicopter.
No.
We've got apps and cameras and all this stuff that can give you live looks at the highway and speeds. I don't need you in Chopper, too.
You know, I kind of want the Chopper, though, because you get those occasional really good high-speed chases.
Who has the... I appreciate having the Chopper. What you don't need the Chopper for is a guy in the Chopper talking traffic.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, have it on standby for when you get a chase.
And then you just have one guy, and he reports to all the different news stations.
Absolutely.
Maybe he just goes by, 5 different names.
Yep. So what was the answer, Steve? What was the answer for why, so-and-so has to be on the deck or, on their rooftop telling you what the temperature is while it's snowing on their head?
She had no answer. She said, I don't know. It's really stupid.
It feels like someone did it whenever, and the other station was like, well, we can't be left in the dust. We've got to go build a patio and have our guy on there.
I think it's one thing if you're out on the weather deck without the green screen.
Yeah.
And then maybe you just have the graphic next to you that's the 5-day forecast.
Yep.
But having them outside completely negates the point. The point is completely negated when you have them in front of a green screen. Because then they could be anywhere. Put them in Paris. Put them on the space shuttle.
Have them on the space station doing a spacewalk while reading the weather for West Michigan. It's the same thing at that point.
TV is stupid.
It's so stupid. Who watches that?
No one. I like Netflix. They don't have weather reports.
But we digress.
Yeah.
I was watching the local news and they cut into that press conference. And I lasted 4 minutes. And again, I honestly don't think I've ever watched one of his press conferences just because I'll read transcripts or quotes that I need, that are pertinent to the news. And I believe it was on for 4 or 5 minutes, and Katie looked at me and said, it's really hard to listen to him talk. Stumbling and just weird sentence structure and cadence, and none of it seemed normal. It's like, yeah. Click. Turn that away. Don't need that anymore. I'll read the highlights from that, and essentially the highlights where it's going to be fine. Just let the weather get warm.
Yep.
So you
feel safe now?
Yeah, I feel good. I'm going to go outside and cough into Reed's mouth, and maybe we can pass that down the line because we're all safe.
Best way to do it.
But no, this is, in our lifetime, is this unprecedented? Because people are trying to say, oh, it's fear-mongering, and you remember the avian flu and the swine flu.
Plus you had SARS.
But we've never been to the point where we've been discussing Olympics being canceled.
No.
We've never been to the point where the CDC, at least in my memory, has issued not a warning, but a statement saying that this could cause severe disruption to your day-to-day life. Is this a first for you and I in our lifetimes?
That I remember, yeah.
To this degree, anyway.
Sure. Yeah, it feels like it. Yeah, it's weird. It's definitely weird.
Eesh. No, I'm fine.
So what do we do? Do we cancel?
Saturday,
Hold
July
on. Is
11th.
this gonna...
No.
Are we going to be there in gas masks, Cold War era gas masks?
I'll tell you right now, if you and I have paid 1 penny out of pocket for anything regarding this, venue, food, alcohol, merch, tables, chairs, I'm going to be there.
The show must go on.
That's right. Saturday, July 11th, folks. Grand Rapids area.
The greater West Michigan area.
That's a better way to put it.
We'll go out to the lakeshore. Do that out on a pier.
Didn't you used to have some idiot interns for the radio station you work at go do beach hits or whatever, where they just go run to the beach and hit people with beach balls in the head and play some rock? Isn't that what they did?
I'm not sure if that's exactly what they had to do, but yeah, similar. Probably.
Like drop a pizza in the sand, hit someone with a beach ball, and go, shoot a super soaker at some kids.
We could do this. We could do this whole thing at the radio station. We could let a bunch of people in. There's a decent sized conference room there.
Think they'd allow that?
We could probably get like 8 people around the table.
That might be all we need. And you can see also, like, other local celebrities, like Wendy.
Yes.
Yeah,
we
maybe
could have Wendy.
maybe
we could have Wendy as a guest.
Maybe a time of day. Maybe Jana's there.
Jana could be there too.
And I don't know if maybe the Rivers got some live hit going on.
Oh,
maybe.
Imagine having Andy Rent there.
If Andy Rent shows up, we're canceling our show, and he can just talk.
Yeah,
for
it's
4
the
hours.
Andy Rent show.
Yeah,
with Steve and Kyle watching him.
Yep, and he can do all of his hits about the local expo.
Oh, that guy is a gem.
Pipes of gold.
Just an absolute gem of a human being. If you don't know the man, Andy Rent, if you're in the West Michigan area, you can listen to him mornings on 100.5 The River. And the velvetiest pipes I've ever heard.
And I do from November 1st till December 25 every year.
Yeah,
I have Andy Rent on in my car.
Is he still playing Christmas music?
Oh, again, December 25, I turn it off. I'm done.
Okay. So but he probably is. I'm assuming that the station has changed formats.
Him, Tesh, at night, playing the same Christmas ditties.
Well, I mean, Tesh is giving you intelligence for your life, too.
Oh, yes, he is.
I bet Tesh is really loving this coronavirus thing.
Oh, he's got so many tidbits to keep yourself safe and healthy, and then he goes home and counts his check from Round Ball Rock. It's hard to believe a guy, and this is a bit behind the curtain, hard to believe a guy like Andy Rent used to have a co-host who couldn't have been more unlike Andy Rent.
Oh, man. They were such an odd couple.
Such an odd couple, and that's why it didn't work.
But anyway, July 11th, Saturday, July 11th, the greater West Michigan area. Maybe we'll do ticket stops.
Yeah. We need people to go to the show, and you're already talking about maybe you and I doing hits.
Yeah.
So you and I are down at the local RV dealer. Wait for people to come in and grab a few paper tickets.
Yes, absolutely. Because, trust me, security is going to be tight.
Oh, there's no question.
Security will be very tight.
You thought it was hard for Annette to get into your show last year.
Mm-hmm.
Wait until you see Bob's Barn. The crack security staff we hire goes currently by the name Toby and Watson the Wiener Dog.
Seriously, if anyone has a venue.
Yeah, no, that is genuine. Being 100% realistic. Greater Grand Rapids area, a Saturday in July. Plenty of headway right now and plenty of time to get this thing in order. Saturday, July 11th. I'd argue 3 to 4 hours total before, after, so we can, whatever.
I'm going to be a nervous wreck. Let me tell you. This is going to be the worst thing.
Come on.
This will be the most nerve-wracking thing.
Why, though? You've done this in front of thousands of people.
It's different.
Why?
Because here, I have more responsibilities for content.
Steve, I got a note on my phone.
Isn't that the one that you deleted? That you couldn't
I found
find? Oh, you did?
I found it.
You were able to recover it from the trash?
I was able to find it.
Can you pass it over to me?
I don't want you to give away the...
I won't give it away. I just want to prove... Oh, boy. Right. Okay, so it's
only 3.
3 lines.
Well, I stopped once I realized that we weren't going to do the live show at the chicken joint down south.
Okay.
So it's just 3 ideas to do during...
I like them all.
During the show.
I like them all.
Okay? So...
Are we going to live stream this, too, for the thousands that can't be here?
We have to do a ton.
Oh, that was a good one.
Man.
We were doing the March Madness.
Can you imagine if we're doing the March Madness, we wouldn't have had time to discuss. If we were doing Belch Badness,
that's what we called it.
The Saturday, July 11th, first ever Steve and Kyle podcast live show would not have come to fruition because we would have spent 30 minutes getting 8 votes on which Steve throat noise was better. Oh, I couldn't be more happier this year.
I know, me too. Me too.
I miss it.
All right. Maybe we'll bring it back next year. 2021 coming back. It'll be like the Olympics every 4 years.
That's fair. So we got 2 more after next year.
Yeah, so like 2023 it'll come back.
Yeah. So again, before we wrap up shop, if you're going to be at the live shows, not in Grand Rapids unless we can maybe figure it out. But you said Kokomo's coming up.
Kokomo, New Jersey.
Wilkes-Barre,
Pennsylvania. Flint.
We need a list created. so that essentially we can get the chain of command in order. Mm-hmm. So where we send it to Kokomo, Kokomo can send it to Albany, et cetera, et cetera. I'm going to send out the message here. It'll already be posted. First, finders keepers type of thing here. If you're first, you're in.
Again, though, you have to have a ticket, especially for that Wilkes-Barre event,
which is sold out.
A morning show and a night show. Ideally, it'll be at both events.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be the same person. Maybe you're going to the morning show. Somebody you know is going to the night show, or you can arrange a meetup.
We can make that work
to hand the thing off. That would be great.
Yep. And I always love seeing the show member photos where it's you and all the gang of monkeys, and then the audience member with the Kyle Fathead.
Yeah,
and all
preferably covering up one of the monkeys' faces.
Yep, and all the inevitable sad faces or angry faces or middle fingers at the Kyle Fathead being there. So that's what we covered. Saturday, July 11th. We've talked ad nauseum about it. Put it on your calendars. Put it in the bank.
Special edition T-shirts available that day only.
No question.
We'll have 20 of them.
We'll talk. Maybe 10. Talk budget.
I think 20.
Let's see what type of audience people that we're going to get first.
Okay. Side note, Zach, start designing a T-shirt.
I love the idea. I would almost enjoy somewhat replicating our Van Wert merch for this.
Oh, yeah.
I really like that design of the old band tour shirt.
Yeah. Philip, get on that.
Philip, Zach, whoever. We love this. Otherwise, we'll develop something.
Plus, new show member. That's their first day.
How about that? That's a big, big day.
You never know who it could be.
And that's also because I refuse to forget, mostly because we paid for it. That'll be right in the middle of voting season for the Podcast Awards. That opens for listener
How much
recommendations. That was $25 out of the slush fund. That begins July 1st. I'm not going to forget about that either. So
Bon Jovi might be there.
Musical guest to be announced.
Could be Bon Jovi.
Local celebrities. TBD.
If you have a song, if you're in a local band and you've written a song about the Steve and Kyle podcast, you could be there too.
Are we doing this now? You know what? I'll ask you off air. I have a beautiful idea for how we're coming on stage.
Okay.
This is going to be big, guys. I'm not kidding you.
When we're not narrowcasting.
I say this is going to be big with zero plans. This is very well going to be Steve and I at this folding table just outside.
Right. In a park a couple blocks from my house.
But I've got big ideas for this.
Okay.
The only reason I'm worried about outside as well is, then we're dealing with weather. Could be bad, could be good.
I guess we might have to pay attention to the weather guy for a few days.
Oh, great. Oh, he's on the deck again.
All right.
But also, and we didn't have time today. Next week, we may have to get Brother Mike on the phone.
Yeah, there's something that might be brewing with that, huh?
Maybe. But by the time next week rolls around, it's going to be close up. So we'll have to talk about that next week.
All right. Well, I'm excited. I can't wait till July 11th.
Yeah.
That's
Shut the
fun.
music down. Do your little song and dance you do here at the end. We got stuff to do.
You can like the show, subscribe, review the show wherever you listen to it. It's always greatly appreciated. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Steve and Kyle. Do we have any polls this week that we want people to vote on?
I didn't post any this week.
Okay.
We didn't even recap the ones from last week, so we'll do a catch up on that next week.
Yep. Sounds good. We will talk to you next week, July 11th. Remember, be there. Mark your calendars. RSVP to the event. See ya!